Imagine this, you're sitting at your desk, phone in hand, scrolling through your feed. A post pops up, someone you know, laughing with friends, their photo perfectly filtered, their life seemingly flawless. You glance at your own feed, the images of your day, messy hair, tired eyes, a coffee stain on your shirt. You close the app, feeling a pang of inadequacy. You're not alone. This is the reality for millions of people around the world, caught in the invisible web of social media and mental health. What started as a tool for connection has become a double-edged sword, shaping how we see ourselves, our relationships, and even our sense of worth. The question is, how did we get here, and what does it mean for our mental well-being? Social media has revolutionized the way we communicate, share stories, and build communities. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok have given people a voice, a stage, and a way to connect with others across the globe. But beneath the surface of likes, shares, and hashtags lies a hidden crisis. Studies show that the average teenager spends over 4 hours a day on social media, and for many, that time is linked to rising rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. It's not just about the time spent, it's about how we use these platforms, how they're designed, and how they shape our minds in ways we're only beginning to understand. Let's start with the most obvious culprit, social comparison. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook are built on visuals, and visuals tell a story. But that story is often curated, edited, and filtered to perfection. A 2023 study by the Royal Society for Public Health found that 75% of teens report feeling worse about themselves after using social media, with Instagram being the most harmful platform. Why? Because it's a place where beauty, success, and happiness are constantly on display. A 16-year-old girl in a case study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology spent hours scrolling through influencer posts, comparing her appearance to images that were airbrushed and staged. Over time, her self-esteem crumbled, and she developed severe anxiety and depression. She wasn't alone. Millions of young people are exposed to the same pressure, their self-worth tied to a number of likes or the approval of strangers. But social comparison isn't just about looks. It's about life itself. A post about a promotion, a vacation, or a new relationship can make someone feel like they're falling behind. The fear of missing out, FOMO, is a real phenomenon, and it's amplified by the constant stream of updates. A 2019 study in JAMA Pediatrics found that adolescents who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media are 35% more likely to develop depression. Why? Because the endless scroll creates a cycle of envy and dissatisfaction. You see someone else's highlight reel, and your own life feels dull by comparison. It's not about the content, it's about the way our brains are wired to seek validation and fear exclusion. Then there's the issue of cyberbullying. In a world where anonymity is just a click away, online harassment has become a pervasive problem. The Pew Research Center reported in 2022 that 59% of U.S. teens have experienced online harassment, with 40% saying it caused them to feel anxious or depressed. For vulnerable populations, like LGBTQ+ youth, people with disabilities, or those already struggling with mental health, this can be devastating. A single cruel comment, a viral post, or a doxing incident can spiral into a mental health crisis. The anonymity of the internet often emboldens bullies, and the reach of social media can turn a private insult into a public humiliation. But the problem doesn't stop at human behavior. The algorithms that power these platforms are designed to keep us hooked. They analyze our every click, like, and scroll, feeding us content that keeps us engaged. And what keeps us engaged? Emotionally charged content, whether it's outrage, fear, or excitement. A 2021 study found that algorithms prioritize posts that generate high engagement, which often means amplifying negative, polarizing, or sensationalist content. This creates a feedback loop. The more we consume, the more we're exposed to content that stirs up anxiety, anger, or despair. It's not just about what we see, it's about how the platforms are engineered to manipulate our attention and emotions. And then there's the phenomenon of doomscrolling. You've probably done it. Late at night, you open your phone, and before you know it, you're scrolling through news about global crises, political unrest, or tragic events. The more you read, the more you feel overwhelmed, helpless, and anxious. This is doomscrolling, and it's a growing concern. The constant exposure to distressing content can erode our sense of control and hope. A 2022 survey found that 65% of users admitted to feeling anxious after consuming negative news online. For people already struggling with mental health, this can be a trigger, deepening feelings of helplessness and despair. But here's the thing, not all social media use is harmful. In fact, for some people, these platforms are lifelines. Online communities have become a source of support for those who feel isolated in the real world. A 2020 study found that 70% of users with chronic illnesses or mental health conditions reported finding support through social media. Platforms like Reddit and Facebook host countless groups where people share experiences, offer advice, and build connections. For example, the Instagram Mental Health Initiative, launched in 2020, introduced features like Your Time on Instagram and hiding likes to encourage healthier usage. These changes reflect a growing awareness of the platform's impact and a willingness to adapt. The key insight here is that social media's impact on mental health isn't black and white. It's a complex interplay of individual behavior, platform design, and societal factors. For some, these tools are a source of connection, empowerment, and healing. For others, they're a minefield of comparison, harassment, and algorithmic manipulation. The difference often lies in how we use them, and how we choose to engage. So what can we do? The answer isn't to delete our accounts or cut ourselves off entirely. It's about awareness, intention, and balance. Setting boundaries, like limiting screen time or taking regular breaks, can help. Curating our feeds to include content that inspires, educates, or uplifts can make a big difference. And most importantly, recognizing when social media is affecting our mental health and taking steps to address it. That might mean unfollowing toxic accounts, seeking professional help, or simply being kinder to ourselves. The truth is, social media is here to stay. But we don't have to let it control us. By understanding its impact and making conscious choices, we can reclaim our relationship with these platforms, and with ourselves. The next time you pick up your phone, ask yourself,